There is quite a bit of Tesla stock breaking news today, but I think the biggest story of all is the fact that Tesla is down 2%. Not just that, the Nasdaq is selling off 0.5%, and the Russell is down way more than that. When in all actuality, the data that we had this morning was actually a big positive for markets. So what's going on? So first off, with the data this morning, we had ISM manufacturing PMI. The headline number came in at 48.7. The estimate was 50. So that was lower than expectations, not low enough to cause recession fears, but low enough to say the economy is not running red hot anymore. ISM manufacturing employment slightly beat, came in a little bit better than expected at 51.1. The estimate was around 49. ISM manufacturing new orders missed pretty large. The number came in at 45.4. The estimate was 50. ISM manufacturing prices, this is by far the most important component of any of your ISM data. That came in at 57.0. The estimate was 61.3. So you came in well below expectations for prices in manufacturing. That means less inflationary pressures in the manufacturing sector. This news initially caused a rally in markets, at least short term. This candle, you were up about 0.2% at the high. This was almost a fourth of 1% move higher in just 1 minute, and then you sold it all off, and you actually rallied when you started the trading day and then sold off pretty dramatically out of seemingly nowhere. Now, I shared this to the trading community today. Berkshire Hathaway, the one that's normally $600,000 per share, was down to $185 per share today. No, it was not actually at that price. You cannot buy the stock at that price. But it was reading that it was down 99.97%. Across different sectors of our markets and different stocks, it seems like market makers just didn't show up. These stocks were halted for hours in the beginning of the trading day for no reason. And a lot of them were showing these phantom prices with big declines. I reported this to the members in the trading community. I said some people are talking about a potential flash crash because of these halts and glitches. Bloomberg AI is reporting Berkshire is down 99% today. Last week, there were 2 of these instances. And this has all started to happen ever since we went to a T+1 settlement time. That means now instead of trades being settled T+2, so 2 trading days, now it's T+1. So settled the same trading day or the next day after. And that may be making market makers' job a little bit more complicated. Now, good news is I think that is mainly what is causing the downside in markets today. People are kind of nervous because what's going on? Why can't the markets operate just business as usual anymore? It's 3 times in a week you've seen multiple different stocks and sectors halted, including the S&P and the Nasdaq. That was last week. It was halted for a good hour after the start of the trading day. People are getting kind of nervous because there might be a bigger problem on our hands. Good news is ultimately, I think this drop will end up bouncing back here in the next couple of days because there's not anything that we know yet that is a problem, right? It's all speculation. But let's get into your Tesla stock breaking news today. You can now play 75 new free games directly on your Tesla screen via YouTube Playables. This new feature allows you to play games directly on the YouTube platform. Just search YouTube Playables in the YouTube app. Some of the games include Angry Birds Showdown, Words of Wonders, Cut the Rope, Tomb of the Mask, and Trivia Crack. Tens of thousands of Tesla's international retail shareholders with around $17 billion in stock, about 3% of all shares outstanding, so quite a sizable overall, count. may be unable to vote at its shareholder meeting because investment platforms have failed to put adequate cross-border systems in place, according to the Financial Times. Many investors in Europe and Asia have found they are unable to cast their votes electronically from outside the US because the stockbrokers and online trading platforms where they hold their share accounts do not have adequate systems. In many cases, you are still able to vote. You just have to call your broker and have them vote for you. So make sure you go ahead and do that. And if your broker cannot help you directly, then go to Tesla. Give Tesla a call, email Tesla, and tell them that you are having your issues with, XYZ broker, and they will help you be able to vote your shares. Here you have the world's largest Cybertruck meetup, and it looks like 50, 100 Cybertrucks or so. Just cruising down the highway. Toyota was found to have falsified data and skirted impact safety tests while applying to certify 7 past and current vehicles, a government investigation has found. Toyota submitted faulty data during pedestrian safety test for 3 current models and used modified test vehicles during collision safety test for 4 past models, the Japanese Transport Ministry said on Monday. The company was among 5 companies, including Honda and Mazda, to have found problems with their safety certifications. Tesla's board of directors has released a new 4-page letter to shareholders talking about ISS. The 2018 CEO Performance Award was worth nothing to Elon when it was awarded. Elon only benefited if he drove increased performance and stockholders benefited. The 2018 CEO Performance Award was put in place to retain and motivate Elon, and Elon's only opportunity to receive any compensation for his work would come from delivering transformative growth and extraordinary value to shareholders over a 10-year period. He did it in under 6 years. Ford CEO Jim Farley says there is a mutual respect between him and Elon Musk, and that he just texted Elon the other day to ask for more charging adapters. Don't be surprised if the first FSD licensing deal is with Ford. And also don't be surprised if there is some kind of mutual benefit. Kind of like a stockbroker. If you have real estate agents with a stockbroker as an agent, because I was a licensed agent, most of the time, at least here in Michigan, I would get 70% of my commission and the broker would get 30%. Some kind of split like that in an FSD licensing deal would be seen as a big win for Tesla and likely a big win for Ford as well. And I know, yes, that's down the line a bit and that's speculative, but don't be surprised when it happens. Toyota has apologized for cheating on vehicle test and halts production of 3 models. They say, quote, "We sincerely apologize for any concern or inconvenience this may cause to our customers." If Tesla did this, it would be the end of the world. TJ Connolly, Tesla's charging program manager and business development lead in North America, was recently asked to return to Tesla's charging team. Quote, "I assure you that the EV charging industry is okay. Tesla will continue to lead and inspire while providing the best customer experience with our best-in-class products and support." Holy smokes. This would be something. Jim Cramer tags Elon Musk in this post on X. He says, time for Elon Musk to come on Mad Money on CNBC to state his case. Well, if that happens, that would be either really good or really bad. I mean, Elon Musk might as well just go on CNBC and tell the markets, like, hey, if you don't reinstate my comp package, the stock's going to fall like 30%. So if you're a fund manager or you just a big money investor and you vote no for this proposal, you're basically losing money for your clients for no reason. He should go out there and just start going off. Honestly, I don't think it could hurt too much unless Elon were to throw doubts on whether he would stay at Tesla or not. Like anything besides that would be seen as probably good news. Hell, maybe Elon actually says, like, if the vote doesn't go through, I'm not leaving Tesla. I think that's probably what Elon would say regardless. So I do see more positives with this potential situation than negatives. But then again, if Elon said he may leave Tesla if it does not go through, then that would be a big negative. Over on StockTwits, sentiment for Tesla is bearish today at 33. which is not surprising considering the stock's only now down about 1%. I did just put on some calls on Tesla as well. If you guys want to see those trades, check out the trading community, and it seems like that's starting to work like a charm. But nonetheless, message volume today is normal at 46. That's actually an increase from yesterday's number of 36, so that's good. Participation ratio today is high at 56, which is on the higher end of where we have been over the past 2 weeks or so. Option activity today in Tesla stock is quite positive. You could see over here on Ortex 6 orders totaling $1.3 million with a positive order value of 61%. You are still seeing a lot of those deep in the money puts that are being bought, but take a look at this. For the first time in at least the last couple of days, you're actually getting some speculative bullish trading activity. Yes, I said it. You have an August 16th 250 call worth $1.5 million. An August 16th 220 call worth $2.4 million. And an August 16th 260 call worth about $800,000. These are not hedges, ladies and gentlemen. These are trades that someone's betting that Tesla stock is going to go up big time between now and mid-August. In fact, you're seeing a lot of these trades coming through today. An August 16th 250 call worth $1.45 million. August 16th 220 call worth $1.1 million. An August 16th 220 call worth $1.1 million. An August 16th 290 call worth $660,000. You have another $800,000 260 call as well here for August 16th. Another August 16th 220 call worth $2.4 million. I mean, like, the list kind of goes on and on today. Now, there are some of these put positions, right? December 18th, 2026, 250 put worth $3 million. But there's quite a bit of speculation to the upside as well in Tesla options today. It looks like short sellers are back out in droves shorting Tesla stock. You can see the cost to borrow max is now hitting almost 9% yet again, and the higher the cost to borrow fees, the more demand there is to short stock, the less stock available, the higher the cost to borrow fees. You currently have a short interest of free float of 3.79%. Let me remind you, that is a multi-year high, and I think that's going to add a lot to the volatility after June 13th. You also have $18.71 billion currently in short positions, with 105.08 million shares that are currently sold short. Over on Google Trends, which is by far the best way you can kind of get a feel for what demand might look like for Tesla, I'll go ahead and refresh this to make sure we have the most up-to-date numbers. And you do have the Cybertruck falling a little bit, but still incredibly strong search trend activity, sitting at 70. The Model Y is currently at 31. The Model 3 is at 24. The Model S at 11. And the Model X at 9. Although you have been falling recently, ever since the 1% financing deal has been discontinued since we started June. I mean, this is still seasonally abnormal, right? You normally don't see this kind of Google Trends data for Tesla during this time of the year, like ever. And even during Tesla's best quarters, the third and the fourth quarter historically are Tesla's best quarters, you usually don't see Google Trends data look like this at all. So even after you've fallen quite a bit in Google Trends, it's still now higher than where you typically see trends data at any point of any year. So in English, that probably means Q2 is going to be a pretty strong quarter. Google Trends data for full self-driving as well is holding up nice at 22, even though the trial is actually over with. You're still trending higher than you were before this free trial, just over the past year or so before that. You were trending anywhere from, here you have a reading of 6 on the low side to like 18 on the high side. You're still at 22 today. And you've been trending anywhere from 21 to 24 down to 22 again, in the mid 30s here. So there's still a lot more interest into full self-driving now than there was before. Tesla is currently running about 4,000 different ads with Google. Let's now take a brief look at what's happening in the broader markets today. 3.5% of all stocks out there everything, literally everything, is falling under their 50-day moving average today. 3.5% of all stocks breaking under their 50-day moving average today. That's a pretty rough day for the markets. You can see that Dow is continuing their slide down about 5%, having a larger impact to other semiconductors like AMD down 3%, SMCI, not a semiconductor company, but they make the server racks, down about 4.3%, Broadcom down about 1%, but look at Nvidia, kind of seen as a weird way as a rush to safety or a flight to safety. When in doubt, just buy Nvidia. Nvidia is up 4% today. And whenever Nvidia is up that much, 4% in any given day, it seems to have a negative impact on the markets because Nvidia is such a massive company at this point. Market cap wise, they're, the third largest company in the world. It's pulling capital out from other areas and other stocks like Tesla and small caps and, industrials and healthcare. It's pulling that money out of those sectors and putting it into Nvidia. And you can see big tech is kind of a mixed bag as well. Meta is up 2%, Amazon is up 0.5%, Microsoft's down almost 1%, Google is flat on the day today. If we take a look at Apple, Apple is up almost 1%, so it's kind of a mixed bag for big tech. TLT is up 1.61% today. That means 10-year treasury yields are down over 11 basis points today. Just further shows how good the ISM manufacturing data was today. I mean, if you're ever questioning whether data is good or bad or just neutral, take a look at the 10-year treasury. If data comes out and the 10-year treasury is down 11 basis points, that is either good for Fed rate cuts or good for inflation or both, right? You could say it's bad for economic activity, but you're going to have to start getting a lot of really bad data before markets start to get fearful about a recession and sell off stocks because of that. I think we're far from the market psychology of saying we're heading into a recession, sell stocks. Eventually that will happen, but I don't think we're really even close to that at this point. So yes, today's data was a big win for markets, but really due to these, New York Stock Exchange glitches that are happening, it's likely the T+1 settlement time, the conversion from T+2 to T+1, that is likely giving the market makers a bit of a problem. That is causing a lot of fear today. Nvidia going up the way that they are is really helping to drain markets as well. Oil, I think, is one of the big stories as well today, down 4%. A 4% drop in oil is big deal. And it was this manufacturing data that did send down oil as well, because if you're expecting weaker economic activity, especially in the manufacturing sector, that likely means less demand for oil. And oil falling 4% on any given day is, that's big. That likely means less inflationary pressures going ahead from here, and likely lower inflation expectations when this drop in oil, as long as it does not bounce back up again, gets reflected at the gas pumps. You can also see the dollar is down 0.5%, which is good for multinationals that take in foreign currencies and convert that back to US dollars when they report earnings. On a technical basis, Tesla stock is right under that 20-day moving average. Like I've said many times here on this channel, and I'll say it again many times before June 13th, expect a lot of volatility. I think the trading in Tesla could be really good from now until June 13th, just because you're going to get a lot of volatility, and I don't think you're going to get a sustained move in one direction or the other. So really there's trading opportunities for the call side, the put side, but I'm not expecting a large rally. I'm not expecting a large crash until June 13th. That's where I expect we will get the big move. Today, almost like clockwork, Tesla stock got rejected at the 100-day moving average at about $182 per share. Now, if we get above that 100-day moving average between now and June 13th, I think that could lead to a little bit more of a run, but I think it's going to be pretty hard for the stock to get above that moving average. The RSI today is at 50.43, so pretty neutral overall, and the MACD line as well it kind of is positive, but it's starting to look a little bit more negative. The MACD line currently at 1.37 and the signal line at 1.61. So let me know what you think about this information down below in the comments section. Let me know what you think about the markets today, because holy moly, there's like Treasury yields dropping 11 basis points, oil's down 4%, ISM manufacturing data across the board besides the employment sector, which doesn't matter as much, came in better than expected, especially prices paid came in well below expectations. All of this was good news that's being offset by fears of maybe a larger kind of market crash or black swan event based on problems the New York Stock Exchange is having. I think that's a big thing that is affecting markets to the downside today. And when in doubt, buy NVIDIA. NVIDIA's up 4% today, gaining over $100 billion in market cap, and it's sucking the life out of other stocks. So I actually think today is a huge win for investors. Believe that or not. Even though Tesla's down 1%, even though the Russell's down about 1% at the time of recording this video, the market internals, take out NVIDIA rallying, take out the New York Stock Exchange issues, and I think today would have been a much better day. So again, let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, check out that link down below in the description of this video. We will be trading Tesla a lot from now until June 13th, and more specifically after June 13th. And I think there could be a pretty big trade here for Tesla stock. The options look pretty juicy. Not even going to lie, for that June 14th expiration as well as June 21st. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.